You are now tuning in to a special presentation of the Q's and P's podcast.
London. I'm fucking shit up, yeah, you know my potential. You don't know about my past, you don't know what I've been through. Stepping on bitches like I'm at the pinnacle. You bitches look weak, only giving the minimum. Speaking real shit on this beat, it's so simple. I'ma pop my shit on your face like a pimple.
And action. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Max QP, Keeping It P, on the Q's and P's podcast. And today I am joined by...
What's up, loves? It's London.
And what should they know about you today, London?
Today, y'all should know that I have very high energy. I'm uppity, so I know when you usually watch a podcast, it's a lot of sit and chill, but today I'm gonna bring y'all energy. I'm gonna bring y'all energy today. I'm pretty excited, like I'm geeked.
Of course. So, my question to you is, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when it comes to a woman's worth?
First thing that comes to my mind when it comes to a woman's worth is me. And I'm sure a lot of people my age, I'm 23, about to be 24. We done been through a few relationships now. We done ran through a few situationships now to know our worth or to know what we want and what we don't want. So yeah, my situation comes to my mind, the first thing when you ask me that question.
Has there ever been a time where you were put in a situation that you had to really question, like, your worth as a woman?
Yeah, I've been drugged down to the ground before. I wouldn't really say questioned my worth, but I definitely had to pick myself back up. And I've gotten broken down, like chewed down, like to the nitty gritty to where I had to pick myself back up. I had to dust my clothes off on my own, and I had to just rebuild myself as a woman, as a young adult to make myself feel good again. I had to learn how to love myself so that I could, have somebody else love me. It had to come within first because, I was seeing it a little bit different when I really didn't know how to love myself before. So yeah, for sure, I've definitely been there. And I told myself I wouldn't do it again. Like I was at my lowest. Yes.
What would you say to someone that's struggling, like, to find their worth? Women are put in situations where they feel like they're stuck with someone that they feel like they can't live without, And I feel like that's one of the things that really question, like, that worth as a woman, because women, you're supposed to be independent, We as men, we're gonna need y'all before y'all need us.
Right.
Truth be told, like, we probably will go insane without y'all. Like, I can't.
In what way?
In a way that I can't imagine a world where it's just a bunch of men walking around just being men. Like, y'all help keep that balance in our lives, if we're being honest.
I can see that.
Y'all are emotional support. Y'all are what keeps us, like, on our toes at all times,
Yes.
But like I said, what would you say to someone that's, like, struggling to find their worth?
What would I say to someone who I feel is struggling to find their worth? Again, it does come from the inside. Like, I can sit here and I can preach to you and I can talk to you all day long until my lips fall off and roll down the street somewhere, down the gutter. But it comes from you having a relationship, with God to help you with that, because somebody can constantly keep giving you advice week by week, day by day, and you dealing with a situationship, and then you like, oh yeah, he did this, that, and the third, and the person tells you like, oh, okay, well, leave him alone. And you go back to that person. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it takes you to know and to find that, like, change. Okay, like, I don't want this to keep happening. It takes you to, man up or to woman up and to say, okay, I'm done dealing with that. Let me try to shift something, or let me move different, or let me, like, change the situation so that the outcome can become different instead of me being in this cycle all over again. I done been in a few cycles, so it's like it took me to break that cycle because I ain't want to be in that no more, like, So what I tell somebody who is struggling to find their worth, it definitely comes from the inside, like, no doubt. Like, nobody can just give you that. Like, somebody can tell me I'm pretty all day long, but if I don't feel it myself, then it really don't mean that much to me. So yeah, it gotta come from the inside.
A lot of times when we compliment women, they don't really accept a compliment. Like, they like to be like, like, say, like, I call you pretty. Like, say we're together. I say, hey, you're pretty, you're everything else that's under the sun. You would be like, no, I'm ugly. I don't really feel like that today.
You ran through females like that before?
As a man, that is the most frustrating thing in the fucking world. Anything that you could shed light on to why you feel like women don't really like accept compliments like that? Is it something that stems from like the home? You know, because they say it starts with, you know, a lot of women that don't have like dads in their lives, for example. You know, and that's the first man that's in the life to tell them like how they are and what they do. But if they're not getting that at home, then it's like, okay, I can kind of see why they're not, you know, accepting that from someone outside looking in, type of thing.
Personally, I would say it's a variety of reasons why it's hard for women to accept compliments. It could be a dad not being in their home. It could be them getting bullied while they was younger. It could be having jealousy around them. It could be their own mother tearing them down at home. It could be them not being comfortable in their own skin. It could be them not loving themselves. Like, it's so many different things. It could be hormonal changes, like us just growing up, like hitting puberty, teenage stages. Like, you know, a woman goes through so much with their bodies in 1 month, in a week. So yes, like, we be in our heads, like, it's way more than like what you can just sit and tell a guy, because I feel like a guy's mind is so different from a woman. But it's a variety of things that it could be when it comes to a female having a hard time accepting a compliment. Them just not being comfortable in their own skin or just being insecure, you know? So I feel like it's a variety of things. I can't just sit here and say, oh, it's this. This is why. But it's definitely like, I'm not gonna say us women have it hard, but we go through a lot. And it don't have to be like that, but like us as women, we go through a lot. We go through a lot of changes within our body, like, and then, you know, our minds, and like we just women, you know. And like you said, we keep that balance, you know, with men, but that comes with us as women as well. So
it'd be the prettiest girls that go through the ugly situations. You know, like a lot of pretty girls, they feel like they go through the most insecurities, but they get confidence all day, every day, but they don't feel that within themselves, you know? Okay,
when you say pretty, what do you mean? Because when you come down to like the black and the white, or the nitty gritty, like what is pretty and what is ugly? Because at the end of the day, we're all seen as one. Like, everybody is pretty in their own way. Like, your type ain't gonna be your friend's type. Right. So it's like, I understand generally what you mean by pretty, like pretty females.
It's kind of like, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. How someone looks to the next person isn't how someone's gonna look to the next person.
Right.
But what's pretty to me is just how you carry yourself. You know, confidence. You know, if you can admit that confidence, and I can feel that confidence, that's what makes you pretty. No matter how you look, you're gonna be pretty based on how your energy is, and if you can feel it, then it's like, oh yeah, she pretty.
Right, I can say that. Okay, you know? Understood. I like that answer.
Like,
okay.
When you just feel that energy, you can tell that's a confident woman. Oh yeah, she is bad. She is gorgeous. She is pretty. That. She is everything under the sun because of how she carries herself, and she don't give a fuck what anybody think. That's what makes a beautiful woman a beautiful woman. Okay. You know?
I didn't mean to cut you off between your question, but what was you about to ask?
Let's say in your experience, right? Let's say like, how has society like evolved as far as...
I do not like society.
You feel like society is going anywhere as far as giving our women the work that they deserve and the, you know, the flowers that they deserve, or do you feel like it's still kind of like controlling, shaming, you know?
Like, every woman, like, what happened to like I'm a petite girl. What happened to being okay small? Why do I have to have this snatched waist, these hips, this big butt, and these voluptuous titties to be found attractive? And it's like, I don't know, me personally, I feel like my sex appeal always came from within, not like my body type or anything, or not like I'm walking around half naked. But when I say that, and I don't even mean that as in like how it sounded, but like my confidence, I would say, like, came from within, like my personality, like who I am truly as a girl. And like, society just make these girls feel like that they have to have certain things to be attractive or to have sex appeal. You don't have to get on the internet and throw your ass and show 90% of your body to get attention or to get a dude to look at you or to like you. I feel like that's not really how it's supposed to work. But with society and and seeing all of this around us, and then constantly listening to these different types of songs and these music, that's why it takes someone who's headstrong to like separate that. Like, okay, yeah, I listen to this music, and you know,
But
I look
I'm
at
not
these.
gonna change who
Yeah,
I
but I'm
am,
not gonna
you know?
change who I am. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna start dressing like this, or like you said, we go through phases, and it's okay, because at the end of the day, we human, we make mistakes, and we do things. Like, I done went to the club before with just some shorts on and a small top, you know, but it's just like, okay, like that wasn't really like me for real. Like I look back at those pictures now, I look a hot mess. But it's just like society. I don't like society. Like, everybody should be themselves. What is a trend? Why is there things trending? Why everybody can't just come up with their own thing and it just be that? Like, why does it have to be like a wave, and then like everybody hops on that wave, and then everybody's cool for that moment, and then it dies out, and it's just like I don't know, like, am I making sense?
Nah, you're making plenty of sense. I feel like it's because of social media. Social media is a driving force that leads to depression, that leads to women having all these insecurities, because they see Ice Spice with this, you know, luxurious body,
Keep it a stack.
and they look at their body and like, damn, like, you know, I ain't got all that, I ain't got all this.
It questions
leads
like,
to
am
them-
I enough?
It questions if they're enough. It leads to them getting BBLs. It leads them to getting all these body modifications that down the road they're gonna end up regretting.
And then
You
your
know?
body changes down the line. Like, who's to say 40, 50 years from now, your body's going to look that good, you know, when you got off the table? And it's like, I don't know, like, you know, each to their own. If that's what makes you feel beautiful and confident, then, you know, each to their own. But it's just society, I feel like, messes with us in a way we don't really realize it. You know, like, you know, he got his own style, I got my own style going. We chilling. It's just that, like, I like what I like. I mean, but like I say, each to their own. I just feel like I don't like society. I don't like it.
And, you know, there are women that are getting cheated out here because of how they look too.
Yes.
You know, and that drives them down the further rabbit hole of them questioning, like, you know, their own worth. And since we're on that topic, as far as like relationships go, have you ever met a man that put you in a spot to where like you had to really look back at yourself and question yourself, like, damn, was I not enough?
I would never, not was I enough, but like, how did I let that happen type of thing. Like, I really let that happen to me, because I hold myself to a higher standard, and I would think back and be like, how did I like scoop down? Like, how did I let that happen? Like, how did I let that slide? But I don't think I've ever questioned if I wasn't enough, because I feel like I've always been more than what I should have been in a relationship or a situationship or anything. I feel like I was always more than what I should have been. So no, I don't really question that, but I do question, like, how did I let that slide?
Now, as far as relationships go, how would you view relationships nowadays in 2024?
Different. Relationships in general, I would view them as different. There are a few traits that are like the same that come back from, like, you know, the old days, but like the generation now, like how everything works now, like some people may think going 50-50 isn't okay. Like, at the end of the day, it depends on you and your relationship, like what y'all talked about, what y'all communicated about. If he's going to be the one that pays all the bills, okay, that's cool in your relationship. Don't look at the next person who's doing 50-50 in their relationship as if they're doing anything wrong, because that's what they agreed on and that's what they're okay with. This generation is just like I don't know if y'all seen it trending on TikTok about the girl who got a Pandora ring for her proposal.
Basically, they saying Pandora is for cheap people.
Like, why y'all tripping? Like, just because her ring didn't cost thousands of dollars, she's happy with that ring. Like, why are y'all tripping? I don't know. Like, it's just, I think it's crazy. Like, the generation, everything has changed for sure. But I try to stay grounded and, like, I try to stay, what's the word? Level-headed.
I don't want to get too caught up in what is going on.
Yeah.
You know? The biggest thing that for women, the biggest thing for y'all to do is don't compare what you have going on to
the next.
to what you see, because that's just gonna further put you in a place where you really don't want to be, you know, and it might lead to decisions that you really could have, you know, could have never made for yourself. I feel like a lot of women are looked at as boring.
Women get very bored very quickly. Very bored very quickly, and they don't have to stick around because they got other options.
God puts us through things to build us. Sometimes they may break us down temporarily, but they're going to build us stronger so that we can, you know, proceed to the next level of what God has in store for us. So if you're in a drought right now, or if you're in a situation that it looks a little dim, or there's a dark cloud over you right now, just know it's temporary.
Mm-hmm. Or if you feel like your life is looking pretty dry right now, all these guys that you meet, they're not, you know, meeting everything that you would want out of a man or out of a woman, you're gonna find your soulmate at some point. You just have to go through all the phases that come with going through life and meeting people in order to find that one person, because people lead to you building up to where you want to be.
Maybe you need to be by yourself too. Maybe you need to be by yourself. Mm-hmm. Like I had a phase where I felt like I need to be by myself to love myself, to like, you know, treat myself so that, you know, somebody can do that for me, you know, and I can accept it. It goes back to what you were saying about like females accepting compliments. It's a variety of reasons why, but it's okay to take time to yourself. It's okay to be alone. And if you're like, oh no, I don't like being alone, that's why. You need to be okay with being alone. You need to be okay with being happy with just yourself first before adding this person and that person. And then you want kids, you want a family, you want a future, and then all this other stuff. You're not ready yet. You know, just take that time, calm down, you know, just have that time to yourself first.
Because there's really no love better than self-love.
Nobody can do it like you do it.
And the way you do it, shoot, who's going to compete with that?
Right.
Nobody. Does everything for you. Like, as far as relationships, as far as, you know, the job that you work, as far as, like, even the career you're setting for yourself. Like, how's everything, like, at least going for you?
Fast. Life has been going fast. I am expecting my first daughter, so I'm really super excited about that. Everything did happen fast. Me and my baby daddy's in our first apartment, which is really exciting. Pretty excited to see we move forward with our family. I've known him for years and years and years, so it ain't nothing new. But yeah, like this is where we ended up in life, and I'm happy with it. I'm pretty satisfied. Yeah, I don't regret anything. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. My job, I work with kids. I've been working with kids for about 5 or 6 years. The hormones have been hormoning, but I'm finally getting a grasp onto that, and yeah, just dealing with that. But other than that, everything has been smooth. Everything has been I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful.
You mentioned that, you know, you work with kids, right? Has working with kids prepared you for your own kid?
I would say yes. Not like completely, but as far as like, I've been doing it for a several amount of years. So I've been with infants. I've changed diapers. I've worked with potty training kids. I have fed kids. I had all type of stuff like curriculum. I feel like it has definitely prepared me to teach my child like curriculum and like, you know, the beginning, the early learning stages, like ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, colors and numbers, like that part for sure, because I feel like I'm going to be a mom who's definitely going to be, yeah, teach my kid. I look a little chubby. I definitely have a belly.
You're going to be a great mom, though.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're going to be a great mom.
There's life inside of me. Mm-hmm. To me, that is like so beautiful. Like there's life inside me. I can feel her move. I can feel her kick. Like there's a whole human inside of me. Like us as women, when I say we got our big one, we're doing our thing. Like I just created life inside of me with the help of like, you know, my partner. But like, yeah, like for 9 months, like I was blessed to carry my first daughter and then plus my future kids as well. So like that part don't scare me. Like that part is like super amazing to me. Like that is so cool. Like how a woman's body can do that.
Who's been guiding you on your journey, like through motherhood?
Guiding me or supporting me? Guiding me.
Let's say that plays hand in hand.
First, I would say my mom, obviously. My family has been very supportive, guiding me, like anytime I have questions or I'm like concerned about anything, I go to my mom. I do have a really close friend. Shout out to you, Chris. He's been there for me, like anytime I need this event or like if I'm going through something, I'll just text him. But yeah, he's cool. I just don't like to place all my problems on anybody else that much, but like he's just been very supportive, as well as my partner. He's been very supportive. He's been there. He hasn't missed not one prenatal appointment, baby. He's been there, baby. So shout out to all the single mothers out there as well. Like I commend every single last one of you. Like I have a friend who's a single mother and she's doing her huge one. Like God has blessed her and her baby's about to be 5. So shout out to Erica and Casey. I love y'all. But like I have a few really good supportive friends, but like guidance wise, I would say my mom, because she's experienced this twice already. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Man, shout out to the moms, shout out to your mom, shout out to all the moms that play both roles as well too. So you're not just the mom, you're the dad too. So shout out to you. You're doing a fantastic job. And
keep going.
Please keep going, because if anyone needs you more than anything, it's your child.
What?
And I already know it gets hard, but you know you've been through worse.
Nobody said it was going to be easy.
No one said it was going to be easy.
Yeah, just keep going.
But you've definitely been through worse. You've been put in situations that really tested your motherhood. So what you're going through right now, it's a cakewalk. It's a walk in the park. Mm-hmm. You know, and that goes for you too.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm not cocky either. It's just I hold myself to a certain. I never want to scoop down to that level ever again in my life, to where like I was just beat up, not physically, but like just mentally. And like I do, sometimes slip up, but we're human. Like it's okay to slip up, but like I'm like, you're that girl. You're that girl. Affirmations are important to yourself. Don't depend on nobody else to wake you up every morning, or for you to wake up every morning. Don't depend on nobody else to tell you you're beautiful every day, or go get that bad girl, or do this and do that. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself, like, I am beautiful. I am that girl. I am her. I am worthy. I am rich. Like, claim it already.
Leave this, when you tune out this video, when you go whatever and go about life, just always remember that you are that bitch, you are that nigga. Walk with confidence and walk with that power.
Yeah.
I'm him, I'm her, everything under the sun,
Question for me.
So, what would you say to women or men that are going through those one-sided relationships, to where they feel like they're not seeing enough effort from their partners? What would you say to someone that's going through a situation like that?
Honestly, I would say you definitely both have to be open towards communication, and then having those mental check-ins, if it has to be every 2 weeks or once a month or however often you need them, just staying on top of the like, hey, are we good? Or like, is there any issues with that I'm doing that I need to resolve type of thing like that, I feel like helps so much. Even if it's for one of the partners, as long as you both are communicating that everything is good right now, or like I'm not irritated about anything, just keep that up to date, keep that update going in y'all relationship for sure, especially if you feel like it's one-sided, because nobody wants to be in a one-sided relationship. Nobody wants to feel like they're putting in way more effort than the other. Now I will tell you, it's not always going to be 50-50. And that's with financial, that's with being romantic, that's with being physical, that's with being mental. It's not always going to be 50-50. Like I said, we're all humans at the end of the day. That's a society thing. Oh, what if it ain't 50-50? I don't want it. Y'all gotta both want the relationship. Yes, y'all both have to be communicative towards each other, but that's gonna show. But everything else, I would say, like, it's not always gonna be 50-50. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. It's not all peaches and creams when it comes to just being with one person for the rest of your life, or living with one person, or just being about one person. You want to wake up and feel that love and that cupcake phase every single day, and it's just not going to be like that. And if you can conquer that is amazing. That is amazing. And I commend you guys for doing that. But everybody else, keep going, keep trying. If you see the best in that person, if you see the best in that person and that person sees the best in you, then that's y'all spark. That's y'all oomph to keep going.
You want to be in the best situation possible. That involves the arguments, that involves the ups and downs. You want to be there for literally everything. And don't dip on your partner when things get hard.
I appreciate you for even inviting me out, having me here. I know we had talked about this a few months ago before I even actually was like here, and then I had my date set and everything. Like, he was like, oh, I want to do a podcast, and I got excited because I always wanted to do a podcast. But we here, and he's making it happen. So I commend you for making this happen. Like, keep going. Thank you for having me here. This definitely inspired me. This has opened my eyes. I'm super grateful. Definitely exceeded my expectations. This is definitely a vibe.
I appreciate it. So with that being said, y'all, please make sure to know your worth. Don't be afraid to communicate with your significant other, and don't even be afraid to be yourself, because at the end of the day, self-love is the best love.
Make sure y'all stay on y'all Q's and y'all P's. Don't forget to tune in. Don't forget, my name is KAIL0NDON. Y'all can find me on Instagram at model KAIL0NDON. The O is a 0, M0DEL KAILONDON. And I will start back making content probably once I have my baby. Wishing all well, positivity, love, and happiness. Y'all know how we do. And then shout out to all the future people he has listed up coming up for the episodes. Like, shout out to y'all too. And then anybody that he's reached out to who felt a little shy, or if you just come on here, bro. Like, it's super fun. It's a vibe. I'm enjoying myself. Love y'all.
And with that being said, we're out.